We are kicking things off this year with Chelsea on the Your World game mode. Mason Mount has to pretend he's never supported Manchester United again as he returns to Stamford Bridge. And Moises Caicedo can go back to being a good footballer back in Brighton. Because I'm the Chelsea manager right now for this 5-year rebuild and I have £175 million to spend this summer. Dad, we're back with more rebuilds. It's FM24 time.
Looking forward to this.
Absolutely. Yeah. The new game is out, which gives us new game modes. That's why we're doing Chelsea today.
It's giving me a bloody headache. We're trying to work the way around it.
So the way to look at it, guys, is that any transfer that happened after July the 3rd has no longer happened.
So it's half a Chelsea team then, really, what it is now.
Half of Chelsea's team is not there anymore.
Yeah, right.
But the likes of like Aubameyang was still there, Mason Mount was still there, all the players that left are also still at the club. So I had £175 million to spend, and I spent way more than that.
So really, it's basically to see who's the best manager out of you and Pochettino.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to be too hard, because at the minute, they are awful.
We shall see.
Let's have a look then at the transfers that I made this summer, because I think there's some huge ones, because I look at Chelsea's team and I think they spent all that money and they still don't have a goal scorer right now.
No, that's the biggest thing that no one could understand. And they were buying players left, right and centre, and the biggest position that we could see Chelsea needed, they didn't buy anybody.
Yeah, I mean, Nicholas Jackson's there. He's on this as well because he signed before the 3rd of July, but I don't think he's like a goal-scoring striker. I think he's the guy, if you're playing two up top, you stick up there with a goal scorer.
Yeah.
Because he just looks so nervous in front of goal. He just looks like the provider.
Yeah.
Because he looks like an animal to play up front with, but not by himself. So I had to come up with something, and I went big, and I went Victor Osimhen, who I think is one of the best strikers on the game straight from the off.
Fair show.
Yeah, huge transfer.
Yeah.
Season number 1. Victor Osimhen, only 24 years of age, so he's going to be there for the whole time unless we decide to sell him.
Finishing 18 is nearly perfect straight away, isn't it? I mean, he's headed as well. I mean, cost of money.
The pace of 19, off the ball 20. Yeah, he's absolutely spot on, to be fair.
Yeah.
£86 million was a release clause, so that's good. Last season,
that's still a good price for a striker.
Yeah, last season was 26 goals in 32 appearances. He's got 4 and 3 already.
Yeah.
With 2 player matches.
In the Italian league as well, that's some doing as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. So Victor Osimhen has joined. He is our main striker, our main goal threat, but there were others. Now, of course, Nicholas Jackson and Nkunku, they're both already at the club. They were signings that happened on the 1st of July, so that already happened. Nkunku, however, does have that 2 to 4 month injury. That's the one thing I wish that Foot Manager would change, is injuries, because at the start of the game, it's just annoying, isn't it? It's very frustrating. But Dad,
hey,
no. Yeah, I bought his Basuma. I mean, he's been playing really well for Tottenham this year.
One of the top best players at the moment. Yeah.
I agree.
Him and Maddison, definitely.
Yeah. Now, in real life, of course, they bought Caicedo.
Yeah.
And I made it a rule that I couldn't sign any player in the first season that Chelsea had already signed.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. Caicedo was one of the options in midfield that would have been an easy pickup because, I mean, he wasn't priced too high. It's not as much as what Chelsea actually paid for him. But I went for Yves Basuma instead because of that rule. And I think I made a good decision. He's 27, so maybe he'll make the end of the rebuild, but it could be a case of a couple of seasons, cash in on him.
We're definitely going to do a Spurs versus Arsenal or Spurs versus Man United rebuild between us, isn't we? And he is one of my players that I would definitely make sure I keep in my team.
Absolutely. I don't blame you at all. £75 million was what we spent, so you made a £50 million profit anyway.
I'll be happy with that, but I'm not happy.
No, but a good average rating.
Yeah, he's going to be good.
So to be fair though, Dad, I've done a few simulations with Spurs already. Well, not with Spurs, but with Spurs on it, and they've been awful.
Have they?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know whether it's like the balance of Spurs' team without Harry Kane, but then I've also done one where Harry Kane's still there, and they finished bottom half.
They're probably just they're not sure how this new manager's going to work for Spurs, are they? I mean, I don't think anybody would really. I mean, he's doing really well at the moment.
He's rated quite highly in terms of attributes, but maybe not so much in the coaching staff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it was very hard to change the Spurs side to make them better than what they've finished the season.
No.
But what a job he's done so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, back to Chelsea because
I've enjoyed watching them.
Chelsea
we're
fans
Chelsea
are like,
today. Yeah, come on, we're not talking about. Sorry about that.
Right, anyway, they needed a goalkeeper. They signed Brighton's goalkeeper in real life. I went with Diogo Costa
Your
instead.
favourite keeper, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't have to look at any of that. We know he's good.
He's quality.
In. Yeah,
and he's young as well. He's a good one for the future.
That's such a good thing for it. How much did you pay for him?
55 million.
It's such. I mean, for me, it's a good price because that's you're done for your 5 seasons, isn't it?
I did overpay, I think, though. I did overpay a little bit. I've seen
Chelsea,
people getting for cheaper, but that is true. Yeah, it is Chelsea. Then I went down to the Championship because after playing the game for a little bit since the Alpha build came out, I noticed Adam Wharton is an unbelievable midfielder at Blackburn, and he's English, so he counts towards, you know, the nationality of the league, etc. He's a good starting player to pick up, to loan him out, to then get a bit of experience and big him for the future. So he plays that centre midfield or DM role as like a ball player, but he can also play centre mid quite well, to be fair, as well. He just needs to get a little bit better physicals and mentals, and he's almost there, to be fair. But he's 19, he's English.
So you've already got the Chelsea way in you, haven't you? Buy players and loan them out. That's what Chelsea do.
Just buy better players than what they do. I've loaned him back to Blackburn, so he's got a season in the Championship ahead of him. So I think that's a good move there. And then finally, I think I overspent on this one, definitely.
Right.
But I only had a certain amount of my budget. As you can see, it's quite late. I only had about £35 million left.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get any players that would like benefit the first team. So I went with Baldanzi from Empoli, who again is only 20, so it's kind of one for the future, but I did overpay a little bit because he also plays in that role there.
Yeah.
And I don't have a position that I thought, or a tactic that I thought, I'm definitely going to play an attacking midfielder there. So I've kind of had to shoehorn one in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see whether he'll get a lot of game time right now or not.
He does look good though, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a perfectionist personality.
Yeah.
He's decent for a 20-year-old. We'll see how he does, really. The signings that the players that I sold, if you take a look from here, so I'm guessing it will be, because I think the first player I sold was Aubameyang, £1 million. Lukaku went to Man United for 50 million. Well happy with that one. Ziyech to PSG, 32 million. Yeah,
good,
I mean, not bad. Extra money. Ampadu to Burnley for £17.75 million was another one. Then it was just a couple of small ones from the youth team. So that was the whole transfer window in total. The tactic. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah.
We're going with this. So it's kind of an asymmetric 4-3-3. As I mentioned, I'm having to shoehorn in a centre attacking midfielder. Not to say that Baldanzi is going to be the guy to go in there, because when Nkunku comes back, I think Nkunku is going to be the guy who will obviously fit that role the best, because Osman's going to be our striker.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I want Levi Colwill to play every single game this season. So that's the only player that I've got nailed in throughout the whole season, and it's in the new libero on defend role.
Right.
Now, how this works, in case you didn't know, the libero will then push forward next to the ball-winning midfielder, so you'll kind of have like a double pivot, but allowing these two midfielders to go further forward, and pairing that with the inverted fullback on defend. He will then sit next to the ball-playing defender to create your back two or back three with the wing-back if the wing-back hasn't pushed on.
Great.
It's a new style of tactic. I wanted to try it.
And there's me thinking I've just sussed this game and bang, it's gone again. I'll start again.
Brilliant. We're going positive. Now, the tactic itself, I've gone very basic, as you can see from the instructions. I haven't played too much into the instructions simply because I don't know how this is going to work out yet. So I'm just kind of going with what I know. I haven't really done a lot of player instructions either. But let's have a look at what the best pick, or best 11 pick would be. And Nkunku and Sterling up there with Osman. Fernandez in the centre midfield on attack role. That's not bad. Mason Mount, of course, still here. Yeah. I'm happy to keep him here, to be fair, although he has picked up an injury. Yeah, on the box-to-box midfield role. So he's going to be bombing up and down. James is obviously going to be that inverted fullback, which is kind of sad because he is good going forward. Yeah. But I had the choice between the two of which one to put going forward and which one to keep back. And James is the better option to keep back because defensively he's a little bit better, and Chilwell's better going forward. Yeah. Not to mention Sterling is obviously going to cut in here, which will leave that gap there. That was my thinking anyway. So that's the lineup / tactic with the transfers in. Let's have a look at the schedule so far. We've played a few games. We've played some hard games too. We start off with Brighton in our first game.
That's how result.
Yeah. So all the players that we could have signed / already signed / the mix over between Chelsea and Brighton, you could feel 2 11s really.
Yeah, definitely.
With players that play for both. A 3-0 win. Good start to the league campaign.
Yeah.
2-0 against Everton, as I would expect, really. Victor Osman, another 2 goals in that game as well. Then it was a 0-0 against our rivals Fulham. Away from home at Craven Cottage.
Wouldn't have been happy with that.
Absolutely not. And when Chelsea offered Craven Cottage, that was the story that we had before, wasn't it? They were very close. Not good. A lot of yellow cards in that game as well. Then we beat Cardiff in the Cup 2-1 with nearly a fully rotated team. Nicholas Jackson even scored on that one. So it's a good start to the league campaign.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. You haven't lost, so that's the main start, isn't it?
Expectations
better
for
than
this?
the start they had this season.
What?
So
God, yeah.
There we go, yeah.
Expectations. But after 5 years, what would you expect?
Last season was the worst since 1995, I think it was. So they finished 12th.
Yeah.
And they only scored 38 goals, which was a big, big surprise. So
yeah.
You've got your goal scorer.
Yeah.
So you've got to beat 12th there, I think.
Yeah.
That's your challenge for the first season.
I think if I don't, I'll get sacked.
And I mean, where you're going to beat the 38 goals, I think. But there's 2 challenges in one. Then you've got to beat 12th, and you've got to score more than 38 goals.
Yeah, I bet you were quite happy with Chelsea finishing 12th, really, because it really overshadowed your 8th place finish for Spurs.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think how bad they were doing, and because we were up there, and then we just started slipping down the last few games of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, no, we're not going to talk about Spurs. Come on, we're talking about Chelsea.
All right.
Yeah, we're doing it again.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Let's simulate this first season, see how we get on. First season, 3rd place. Take that.
Definitely, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, we're nowhere near top. We're 10 points off Liverpool, who did go on and win the league. But if you look at the graph above, we were first for a long time.
Ooh, that was good then.
Yeah, until round about here, that's when we started dropping off, but we reclaimed it, and then it was a gradual drop down.
Yeah.
We went all the way down to 6th at one point there, stayed in those positions, but managed to have a good end of the season, which took us back into the Champions League spots by 3 points. So Everton finished 5th, by the way.
That's a big surprise.
What is happening there? Yeah. So I mean, Everton still had Sean Dyche there.
It was a Lingo scorer. Was it him?
What, with Beto?
Yeah.
Gotta be in it. No, Calvert-Lewin. Oh, Beto wouldn't have been there.
Oh, because you've done it before.
I should have signed him. I should have signed him.
Oh, no.
What a missed opportunity. I bet he's left.
You'd have got him a lot cheaper as well, wouldn't you?
I know, I probably would have. He would cost a lot less than Victor Osimhen. But I'm happy with Victor Osimhen.
Definitely. You got 29 league goals
this season.
Definitely, yeah.
So, I mean, Manchester United finishing in 6th place. Your boys down in 13th, so that was worse than Chelsea.
Yeah.
And they only got there in the last game of the season. Going down was Luton, Crystal Palace, and Nottingham Forest. I'm surprised by the Palace going down.
Yeah.
Sheffield United staying up is miraculous, to be honest. That's really good for them. So, how do we do in the cup competition? Actually, let's have a look at the league table a little bit more. So we lost 7 games in total. Manchester United, Everton, a lot of them were away games. We only lost 1 at home.
That's good then.
Making Stamford Bridge a bit of a fortress. That's good to see. Lost the same amount as Liverpool. And it's quite funny because Man City lost less than Liverpool, but because they drew 8 games, that cost them the league.
Yeah.
So that's quite interesting there.
I'll give you a little interesting fact as well.
Go on then.
Liverpool is the team that Chelsea have lost the most games to in the league.
I'm not surprised by that.
70 times they've lost it to them.
Yeah. I always remember growing up, they always played each other in every other competition as well.
Well, this is just league games, so they've. I think I read it was 160 games they've played, and they've lost 70 games.
Yeah.
Which is the most they've lost to one team.
Let's have a look at the player statistics then. Victor Osimhen was up there with 27 league goals. Erling Haaland got the golden boot with 34. Nkunku made a good comeback because he had the highest average rating in the league. So that's fantastic to see. I'm really enjoying that. If you want to know about the skin, by the way, because you're probably looking at this and going, that is much more beautiful than the default skin. I'm with you on that one. It's the Work the Space skin. So I think it's TCS, who's created the skin. Fantastic skin developer. And yeah, it looks a lot better, doesn't it? Okay, cup competitions. How have we done? 4th round by Brentford, quarter-final by Manchester United in the Carabao.
I'll still take that for a season.
I mean, getting back into the Champions League is really important.
For Chelsea, that's going to be the most important thing for them, really.
Yeah, just European football in general.
Because they're the only team that's ever won all 3 European Cups twice.
Yeah, before obviously the Conference League. Yeah. Obviously, Cup Winners' Cup, European Cup, and then the
Europa
Champions League or whatever it was.
Yeah. Champions League, Europa Cup, and then the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah.
They've won all 3 twice. They're the only team to do that.
Yeah, well, in the world.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
I think mainly because Barcelona and Real Madrid have only ever been in the Champions League every year.
That's true. Yeah. They're like, we're kind of glad we don't have that.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the squad and how they perform then. 29 goals in total for Victor Osimhen, so he didn't score many in the Cups. A little bit disappointed with that.
Yeah.
Like, with a striker as good as Victor Osimhen, I was hoping to get close to goal per game.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay. Mason Mount, though, with the comeback of 17 goals and 8 assists. That's very good.
Yeah.
Is that a bad injury? Calf strain. That should be all right. Nkunku coming back. Only played 22 games, but he got 15 goals in those games, playing that centre attack midfield role. That's solid, isn't it?
Yeah,
coming back from injury, your first time in the Premier League. And Sterling put in a good performance, too. You can see here.
I think, to be honest with you, in real life, he is the surprise at Chelsea at the moment, of how well he started playing again.
Sterling.
And you know what I think of Sterling. Sterling for England as well.
Yeah.
I don't like him at all, do I? But
No,
this
I'm with you
season,
on that, though.
I am disappointed that he hasn't made the squad.
Yeah.
I think he deserves to be in the squad.
I agree.
He's played well this season.
Let's have a look. Transfer budget. How much have we got next season? Just the 52 million.
Just 52 million.
Todd Bowley's like, I'll give you enough. That's all you're having.
Yeah.
Okay, £52 million. That's all we can rock with for season number 2. But before we do, let's hear from our sponsor, Manscaped. I'm here to tell you that you deserve to feel great. And you know what makes me feel great? A fresh body trim. Whether that be my beard, my chest, my head, or even the shaft and the twins. And Manscaped helps me through all of these procedures when I go to manscaped.com, because they have the best products on the market. And I get it, it's Halloween season and you're supposed to scare people. But instead of a trick, why not give your partner a treat? Because you can get the smoothest finish possible with the Handyman. No, not the Candyman. The Handyman is the best way to get rid of stubble, featuring a compact design and next-gen skin-safe technology. Oh, and by the way, I can get you 20% off and free shipping when you use code OMEGA at manscaped.com. For wet or dry use, you can take this anywhere and everywhere for all of you that's on the go. The compact design and airplane friendliness makes this the perfect travel tool to keep that fresh look going. For all of you wolfmen though who enjoy a nice beard like myself, well, Manscaped's got you covered there as well, because they have the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, which also has everything to tame the mane. The cordless trimmer has 20 cutting lengths, all with just one guard, and it's an absolute game changer if I'm honest. Lots of beard specific bonuses come alongside the trimmer in the Pro Kit, or to help your beard look the best it possibly can. And once again, don't tell anybody, but I can get you 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. You just need to use code OMEGA. Right, Dad, second season, on the out, I sold £89 million worth of players. Now, the majority of that came from Trevor Chalobah, who went to Saudi Arabia, and Pulisic, who went to Napoli. Right. Outside of that was a lot of, like, youngsters, etc. going out. But I only bought in 2 players. Now, the first one was Gertruda from Final, £58 million. You're going to recognise him because you used him in the Versus rebuild. Yeah. Really good at kind of this role, these groups of players here. So why did you like him?
He's a hell of a squad player, isn't he?
There we go. All right, you had 20 minutes on the clock. Yeah, really good at playing at right back, right wing back, but can also fill in CDM and centre back. That's a libero. Yep, that's the libero, isn't it? He's perfect for libero. You can see here, if you highlight libero, he has all the perfect attributes for that. And he's young, he's 24, he has a bit of potential to grow. I think that's a good signing.
I'm going to have to put him in my book, aren't I?
Twice. So we signed him for £58 million from Feyenoord. Might have overpaid a little bit, but that's the going rate for him right now. Then I went to one of our rivals. And sign one of their up-and-coming youngsters, because that's just what Chelsea do, isn't it? Rico Lewis. So instead of getting Cole Palmer, I got Rico Lewis, because I think Rico Lewis could be even better. Yeah. Now, we got Reece James, but there's a lot of interest in Reece James from Real Madrid the whole summer, with Real Madrid coming in for Reece James. I held off, and I thought maybe I should buy a big player as backup just in case we lose him.
Pep likes this boy because he's been putting him in for bringing key games, hasn't he?
Yeah. And he plays in so many different positions. He's another good squad player, to be fair. But he's also fantastic to start off with. You can see all the amount of greens that we've got here. I think he's really good. He's only 19. A lot of potential as well. So £76 million was a lot, but he scored in one game. I don't know how.
8.1.
8.1. He scored. Brilliant.
Good start then, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So tactically then, we have changed things because now we've got the libero on the right-hand side. Obviously, previously it was on the left where we had Levi Colwill. Now I don't want to nail in Levi Colwill because Gertruda is really good for this role as the libero, because then he will fill in quite nicely. We've got 2 centre attacking midfielders here, which can be used quite well. And let's just have a look at the best 11. So we've got Mountain and Kunku up there. Osimhen, Sterling, those are kind of the 4 that you would expect to be up there anyway. Bruno Fernandes, not Bruno Fernandes, sorry, it's I can't even remember what he's got. Enzo Fernandez. It's definitely not Bruno. Bissouma, of course, in that Volante on attack. Or Volante. Oh my God, I've lost myself. What is happening? Volante on support. Jesus Christ, Luke. Okay, the rest of the team looks like that. And I've changed a few of the instructions and stuff. I've gone a little bit more braver and tried to go into that a little bit more this season once I started understanding the tactic a little bit better with that libero. I was playing a few games and seeing what was happening and changing things around. So, let's have a look at how we've done so far this season. It's been difficult. We have dropped points again against Fulham. Yeah. 0-0 at Craven Cottage.
They don't like that game, do they?
No. But we did beat Leicester, who just came up 2-1. Quite comfortably, to be fair. They only scored in the 84th minute. Then that was a big win against the Arsenal.
Yeah.
Levi Colwill got that goal
yeah.
as well. Then it was a 5-0 battering in the Premier League against Newcastle.
That game doesn't surprise me. Guess which team
We've beat
Chelsea's got the most league wins against? Newcastle.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
So
65 wins.
65 as
League
well.
wins, yeah.
Bloody hell. So, we're in the Champions League, Dad. And I don't know whether it's a bug in the game because we're still playing the early access, but we've got Liverpool in the Champions League, which I don't think should be happening.
No.
I think it is now that obviously where you play the 8 different teams. I still think you shouldn't be playing the same team from your country because it wasn't like that on last year's game.
We're not 100% sure, are we? Because this hasn't actually happened yet, has it?
No, but I thought the whole point of this was that you play 8 new teams.
Yeah, I mean that's what it should be.
To create super matches, wasn't it? So yeah, I don't think that should be happening. But there we go.
But that's a big Champions League game, though, isn't it? Chelsea Liverpool.
I mean, yeah, that was what I was referring to earlier.
Ooh.
Every time I was growing up, I mean, they faced each other two seasons in a row when Liverpool made the final both times. One they won, obviously one they lost against AC Milan, or was it? There was 2 years in between, I think, wasn't it? There was a Champions League final in between. But yeah, I mean, Chelsea and Liverpool, quite famous matches in the Champions League. I always remember Luis Garcia's goal. There was some Chelsea fans could be fuming with that, giving them nightmares. But there we go. So, we finished 3rd last season. Do we capitalise on that this season? Hold our ground because we've got Champions League football? What are you kind of expecting?
Well, that's going to be a little bit harder. And you've only got 2 positions to get better, haven't you?
Yeah.
As long as you qualify for the Champions League next season and win a cup. There you go.
No pressure whatsoever.
Champions League Cup would be the best one.
Yeah, of course it would. All right, let's simulate the second season, see if we can do that. Okay, 3rd place again.
Oh, take that.
Same 2 above us.
Yeah.
The league table does look a little bit different this time round. Manchester United are up in 5th, Arsenal there in 4th, still Tottenham down in 14th.
Yeah.
They really underrate them on this game. I don't understand it. The league positions.
You had a better consistency over the season, didn't you?
2nd, 1st, we didn't drop down to 6th. There was a lot of 2nd time, but then we kind of nailed 3rd, went back up to 2nd, stayed in 3rd for the rest of the season. So it looked like Man City started to pull away there.
So Man City and Liverpool again above you.
Yeah, and still 10 points between us and Liverpool. We're doing very well, aren't they? So we only lost 7 games, but as did the other 2 teams, we just drew more games, only won 22, whereas Liverpool, who won the league, won 27. So that's where the big points gap came between.
Yeah.
The profile, though, let's have a look. Victor Osimhen's dropped down the amount of goals he scored, only down to 18 now, and he's the only player that's on the list there.
I could see that by your goal difference was very low.
Yeah, 37 compared to what it was last season.
I think it was 50 something.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's a little bit of a downer. It means that the tactic kind of didn't work. It does look like English clubs are doing very well in Europe because we got Newcastle probably winning Europa League there, and Europa League being qualification means either they won, because I think Brighton did really bad, so maybe they won a cup.
Yeah.
I think they must have won a cup. Did we win a cup? No. Quarter-final by Manchester City. Knocked out the 4th round again by Southampton this time round. Not good.
Not good, no.
The FA Cup was won by Brighton. There we go.
Yeah.
So they beat Manchester United in the final. And the Carabao Cup was won by Arsenal, who beat Southampton in the final. Not great.
No.
Do you think we should bid off the Carabao Cup in real life?
No.
No.
I look at it as being a fan more than anything, and it's another trip to Wembley. It's a cup final. Everybody loves that. I mean, it's not as good as the FA Cup final for different stories. We all know that, but I do like it as a cup final. You know, you get there the day it's a cup final. It's something your teams win. What I like about it is some of the big teams don't play their big players in this game. They
so a lot of the smaller teams can get to the final,
and that's what I like about it as well. So it gives the other teams a bit more chance to get through.
Some of the smaller teams like Manchester United can get to the final and win.
Well, you look at Man City. Man City have already been knocked out, haven't they, by Newcastle?
Yeah.
So that's Man City out of that. So that's one trophy they're not going to win this season.
Yeah.
They might still do a treble because that's the same trebles they did last season. But it can be one cup that lower teams can go for.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Let's have a look then. Goal-wise, I think it's going to be a little bit less than last season.
Yeah,
Victor Osimhen,
only 24. It's 2 bad seasons.
Yeah, do we cash in? Real Madrid are interested. He's worth over 100 million.
You know what I'd be doing?
I know what you'd be doing for sure. Mason Mount's still putting in a good season, though. So is Nkunku, just not maybe as good as what he was last season. No. He had 22 last season. Armando Broja come off the bench quite a lot and scored 10 goals in total. But yeah, this isn't great, to be fair, from what I'm looking at compared to last season and compared
it's not
to
so you're not playing an attacking side, because you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
so
you're not scoring many goals, and you've still finished in third both seasons in a row.
Yeah.
So it tells me that if you score more goals, you could be on Liverpool's back.
Yeah. We were knocked out of the Champions League in the round of 16 by Liverpool.
So you played them again.
Yeah, they knocked us out 5-0 on aggregate
that's
as well.
a bloody hammering as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks like PSG went on and beat Milan in the final.
On penalties.
Yeah. So, what was the season before? Who won that one? Let me just say Napoli. Wow, that's
So they had a good
without
season,
Osimhen.
They'd have won the league that year, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did that without Victor Osimhen. Who did they sign up front then? They've obviously still got Kvaratskhelia, who's unbelievable on this game, really good player. But did they sign like a big strike? I mean, they signed Pulisic last season. They didn't sign anybody. So how did they lose Victor Osimhen and still went on and won the league?
Who was their leading goal scorer of the season then?
Well, it wouldn't show from last season, but they did
right.
just sign Gyökeres, the guy who from Tottenham as well.
Yeah.
And they got Pedro Porro too. Okay. Interesting from Napoli. They did really well last season under Rudy Garcia, which cannot be said for what he's doing in real life.
No.
He's already been sacked,
Yeah.
I think, hasn't he? Has he been sacked yet? I think he has.
Has he? I'm not sure.
can't
I'm
remember.
not 100% sure.
Maybe he's about to be, but yeah, not great from Napoli. Okay, transfer budget. We're looking at £66 million
Well,
with a
give you a
very
little bit
good
more.
wage. Yeah,
Give you
so
a little bit more.
we can bump that up ever so slightly and see what we can do in the third season. In the third season, I cashed in on Raheem Sterling. Reason for it: 30 years of age.
Oh, yeah.
And Al Ali came in for 76 million.
Oh, you got to take that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yes, please.
I mean, we've had like Mudryk in and around the team.
Yeah.
Who's not great in real life, but he's got good potential, I think, on the game. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Raheem Sterling off to get his money in Saudi Arabia. £76 million is a little bit of an overspend, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
For a 30-year-old.
Look at his average rating since he's gone there in 6 games. Though.
Yeah, very good. But I think I've done really well with the player that I brought in.
Go on in.
One big name, and that is Eduardo Camavinga from Real Madrid.
He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a massive upgrade to our midfield.
Yeah.
I think he's way better than like Enzo Fernandez and Basuma. His physicals on their own are unbelievable. He's only 22. World class.
Definitely, yeah.
5-star player.
I mean, talking about Real Madrid, that's where I've been waiting for Real Madrid to come up to tell you this little story. And it's a friend of mine who I work with is a massive Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
Goes to all the games. He's been to a couple. He's been at Dortmund when they play in the Champions League and all that. And he said to me, when I've done a Chelsea, well, we've done a Chelsea video before. Did you tell him this fact? And he told me this fact, and I thought, well, I never knew that. And it's no team are allowed to wear white socks at Stamford Bridge.
All right, okay.
Which I thought, is that true or no? So I thought I'll look it up, and it is true. And I know it's mainly to do with the broadcasting rights and all that. You're not allowed to wear the same kit and all that.
Yeah.
But a team could turn up who wear white, and
All white.
yeah, and wear white socks
Like
as
Real
well.
Madrid.
And Real Madrid as a team, and it brings up Real Madrid as 2 examples of since Real Madrid have played in the Champions League games at Stamford Bridge. Once they wore black socks, once they wore navy blue socks.
But that was odd.
Their away kit at the top. It didn't look right.
Yeah,
it didn't look right seeing them running around all in white with these coloured socks on.
Yeah.
So no team's allowed to wear white socks at Stamford Bridge.
Maybe that's why whenever I watch United play at Chelsea, I love it because they wear the black socks.
Yeah.
And I prefer them in black socks.
That's going back in. Well, you was a youngster, wasn't it? That's the United kit,
was the
wasn't
kit.
it? Black,
Yeah, black socks.
Black and black. And I always thought it looked better. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's a nice little bit of trivia
But
there.
that's a hell of a signing.
100%.
Yeah.
Very good. That is one for the future. Remember, Patreon members and channel members, you get the save game file at the end of this, of the 5 years. So, patreon.com/MegaLukeGaming on the £5 tier, channel members on the £5 tier, but on the £3 tier, you also get the podcast. Of course, you get that on the £5 tier too.
Yeah.
But myself and Dad, we sit down once a week and we talk about what happened previously in football. Dad has all these facts and stuff that's happened in the world of football. It's good fun to do as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And we talk about the rebuild that's happened. We talk about what's coming up. We talk about Football Manager. We talk about real life football. So if you want to have that in your disposal to watch or listen, because we do the audio version on Patreon where you can actually plug it straight into your podcast feed, and on YouTube you can watch it just as a normal YouTube video, then please join the channel members and the Patreon and you can get that access as well. And thank you very much to all of our Patreons and channel members. You help bring Dad here every single week and not having to go to work for another day.
Lovely
stuff. Right.
I mean, talking about the patrons, you're going to take over a better Chelsea side than what you can have on the game.
We've got 2 years. Yeah, let's calm down. All right, let's calm down. Okay, that's the signing that I made, the big one. But there was 2 others, so let's not forget them. I needed a backup goalkeeper. Lucas Perry came in here. He's a Brazilian. I think for the price of just £10 million, he's very good because if we don't have Diogo Costa, I think he's a good like fill-in for him.
Definitely.
So that's good. And Brazilian, Portuguese, they speak the same language.
Yeah,
that's nice. He has a bit of a companionship with his goalkeeper. Which
we like our Brazilians, don't we?
We do indeed.
Yeah.
Somebody said the other day, why are we not saying that anymore? So I know that's the reason why you said it. There we go.
See, we do listen.
That one was for you, random commenter. And then finally, I've spent a little bit of money, but again, it was the same scenario as Baldanzi. I had money left over, and I didn't want to just not do anything with it. So I signed Asan Udrago. Udrago go.
Yeah.
Nailed it. 19 years of age, German, good squad player.
See, mate, you're doing the same as what Chelsea are doing. You are signing young players.
Yeah, he's very good, though, isn't he? I mean, he's actually
Have you been putting them on 8-year contracts?
No, I mean, you can't do that if you added like the optional fee. 6'3". I've loaned him back to Schalke, where I bought him from, so he can play some first-team football because he has been playing there. Last season, he made 21 appearances, and I ain't going to be playing him just yet.
No.
He's already made 5 appearances for Schalke, 5 starts, 2 goals.
That's good, then.
So I want him to come back an even better player and be worth more than the 36 we actually spent for him. I think that was a good deal, to be fair.
Yeah.
All right, okay. I'm glad you agree. Tactic. We've gone very similar to what it is. However, we've changed the fullback.
All right.
We've gone for the inverted fullback on the left now with the wingback on the right, and we've got rid of the libero.
Right.
All right. So instead of having that libero who will pop up, now we just got a back 3 here with the wingback bombing up and down because that's going to be a bigger gap than what this is going to create. And I think that might have been the reason why that tactic last season did work as well as the season before. Okay, best 11 looks like this. We've got Mount and
Kunku. James in that position, didn't it?
Yeah, James goes in there as a good fullback now. Colwell and Gertruda still nail that centre-back position, which does surprise me because we've got the likes of Wesley Fofana. I've just sold Batshuayi. I can't remember. No, I can't remember what he's called. Badiashile. I sold Badiashile. Osman up front still, of course. Mudryk takes that role on the left instead of Raheem Sterling. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Camavinga goes in that ball-winning midfielder role. That's what I bought him for, so I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
He's going to be game-changing for us, I believe. Schedule. Let's take a look.
Ooh, hello.
3 wins from 3, but the opposition isn't as good as what it has been in previous years.
The biggest thing I would see, though, is the amount of goals you've scored and the amount of goals you've conceded.
Yeah, I mean, 0. Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Watford, 6-0 against Watford, newly promoted. Ipswich were also newly promoted, so we had a very easy start, to be fair. 3-0 against them. But then Aston Villa, who have a really good team on this, Camavinga got 2 goals. He can score them as well. Victor Osman and Nkunku. Lovely stuff. Game was over by the 63rd minute. Happy days. Especially when Matty Cash got himself sent off too. We chilled out after that. Let's have a look though, because Ajax in the Champions League is our first game. Do we have any English teams this time round? Club Brugge, we don't. Oh, no. Newcastle at the end. Right. That's annoying. PSG though, there's some big games. Juve, Inter. Some big games, but again, I like to think we qualify from that.
Yeah, you should do, yeah.
Okay then, season number 3. Let's simulate it. Season number 3.
Get in.
Champions.
Over the 100 points as well.
Oh yes, and we stayed there for such a long time.
What's the big difference this time? Goal difference, mate.
Yeah.
Look at your goal difference.
83 plus 83. That's insane. Only lost 3 games all season and only drew 2.
Go on, and who was the 2 you
Got to
drew
be close
against?
to a record. Drew against Leeds and Brentford away from home, where we just didn't score goals by the looks of it.
Yeah.
And the games we lost, again, we just lacked goals. We lost 2-1 away at Old Trafford, and that Brighton game 3-1 is a bit of a Tonkin.
Man United, though, that's the other team, the record with Chelsea, the most draws. That's who Chelsea draw against most. Is
Oh, really?
53 times they drew against them.
I'm not surprised. I always remember drawing against them, and it really irritate me. We beat Liverpool, who finished on 84, which has won the league.
Yeah.
I think in this, 85, that would have won in that last season. And the 2 seasons. So they've managed to get enough points to win the league the last 3 seasons, but we come out of 101.
Well, the difference is you only lost 3 times. Where last season, I think you lost 7.
Yeah.
And you've scored more goals.
Big difference.
There you go.
Victor Osman only got 24, though.
Yeah.
Still didn't get the golden boot, but we dominated the average rating. He had the highest average rating, so did Nkunku and Camavinga. So we dominated that. Diogo Costa had the most clean sheets. Happy days. Mason Mount got one of the highest man of the matches, which is very impressive for a centre attack midfielder who's not on any of this. Just means that he just played really well.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I think that's what Mason Mount's game is. Like some of the stuff you just don't see how good he can be. But cup competitions now. We need something else, I think, as well as the Premier League. No.
Oh, God almighty.
No, you can get very far in the FA Cup at all. Bristol City knocked us out. Quarter-final by Leeds in the Carabao Cup. Quarter-final by Barcelona in the Champions League.
That's one of those things, isn't it? When you come up against the quarterfinals, that's when you're getting the top 4 sides in it. You know,
Manchester United won the Carabao Cup. In the FA Cup,
Yeah.
that was won by Arsenal, who beat Leicester in the final there. And the quarter-final exit to Barcelona was a 4-2 aggregate loss.
And when you look at the teams that's in that,
Yeah.
it speaks for itself, doesn't it, when you get to the quarterfinals?
Bayern Munich beat Barcelona in extra time in the final. Big win there.
Yeah.
Let's go back and have a look at our league phase. We didn't have a look at that last time. Ooh, we only lost 1 game. We topped that against Inter Milan, so we won 7 games. Oh, we only conceded 2. I thought that was going to be 100% 0 then, which would have been mental. We
That's
only
a good
conceded
win
3
there,
goals.
though, isn't it?
Yeah. Then we obviously skipped straight into the round of 16. We got a very easy draw, unfortunately, for Copenhagen. We only beat them 2-0 though, and that's when we come up against Barcelona. Much better season, Dad. Just a shame about our performances in the cup.
Yeah.
But a lot of goals. 28 from Victor Osman, 20 from Mason Mount, 18 from Nkunku. Mudrik's coming in there. That's a good replacement for Raheem Sterling.
I'd still be disappointed with Victor, you know?
I know what you mean.
He's still not there, is he?
No, it's still not 40-50 that
No.
we're used to seeing on the left. But is it because of this game's going to be harder to get that now?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
It'd be great if it would be, because sometimes it did feel like as long as you got an overpowered striker.
When you're buying a striker and you're scoring 60 goals in a league,
Yeah.
it is a bit sort of like, would that really happen?
Yeah.
You know, so.
But Victor Osman is the guy to do that.
Yeah.
Because on the game, he has one of the highest current abilities. I mean, he's absolutely phenomenal. So
Yeah. I mean,
there's
Erling
an
Haaland
argument
has
there.
won the Golden Boot each season so far.
Yeah.
Which is more realistic than what it was happening, isn't it?
I agree. Yeah. Armando Broja's been a very good substitute because 13 appearances, or just a good backup because 34 games, he's played 22 starts, to be fair.
Yeah.
So where Victor Osman has been injured, he's filled
I mean,
in.
the difference there really is the amount of players that you've got in double figures. You've got 2 players in 20 plus.
Yeah.
And another player right behind that 20. So that's the difference of winning the season.
Absolutely. Camavinga with, I'd argue, the best points of the season because he played 53 times.
Yeah.
And 52 of them was starts.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he played more than our goalkeeper. 54. Close. Very close. But yeah, absolutely exceptional for Eduardo Camavinga in his first season in the Premier League. Incredible stuff from that man. Okay. Very good. Transfer budget, though, 67.
That's consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roughly where we would hope it would be, and we just keep buying 1 or 2 players to make this even better. Okay, 4th season. Dad, more players moved to the Saudi League
Yeah.
in East Basuma, but I'm cashing in again. 30 years of age, it was the right time.
Yeah, definitely,
for
yeah.
72 million. I know I spent 90 million
It's
pounds.
unusual to see you make a loss on a player.
I know, but that was because of bonuses. Because the minimum
Yeah.
cost to begin with was 75 million when we first bought him. But because of how well he played across those seasons, I'll take that. Because in the last season there, he got 11 assists. So
Yeah.
it was really good. He eventually cost us 90 million pound, but 72 million pound to hopefully bring in a better player. We also sold Nicholas Jackson. He finally left. It took me 3 or 4 seasons, but
Yeah.
I finally got rid of him. The new bring in an intermediary and it will make it easier to sell. It makes it easier to loan players out. It's
And that's
kind
no
of
good. That's no good to us.
No,
we don't want to loan players out, do you?
it's
Especially
kind of
your top
30-70
players.
in regards to selling players.
Yeah.
I found so far. I don't know what
Yeah.
you guys have felt so far.
You know,
but,
I'll look at anybody over 5 million. You want to sell them because you want the money.
Yeah.
You don't want players going out on loan and just getting a fee from them. It's no good to you, is it?
no.
Especially when you're trying to make up more money to buy a better player.
Yeah, 'cause
No.
if you look at his career at Chelsea, I barely played him. He played
Yeah.
14 games there, but it was only 4 starts. He's never really got a lot of goals for me. Yeah, I sold him for £20 million eventually. He's doing really well in Qatar, but there we go. But yeah, I don't know about that intermediaries thing. It doesn't seem to be working as what I had hoped so far. I find it really difficult to sell some players.
Yeah.
But there we go. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. I have signed some players though. Let's take a look, because Jacob Ramsey was the guy that I brought in to replace Basuma, but in a different role.
Right.
Because he plays a little bit higher than Basuma, and of course he plays, on the left and in that centre attacking midfielder role. But he's hell of a good, isn't he?
I could say he's a bit like a Jude Bellingham because he even looks a bit like him, really, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does it. Yeah, very
Yeah.
slightly, to be fair. Yeah, he has that same type of attributes. And 5'11", he's got the height
Yeah.
to be that like powerhouse going forward. The dribbling, finishing, first touch. He's got striker written
Yeah.
all over him there,
Yeah,
but he doesn't
definitely,
play
yeah.
up front. If he played up front, he'd be amazing though,
Yeah.
because he has good pace, good off the ball, composure at 17. I might as well just play him up front.
Yeah.
He might get some more goals than Victor Osman. There, Jacob Ramsey comes in. I like it because obviously he's English, so he fits that role and helps us with the homegrown talent. 73 million pound he cost. He got 10 assists the last 2 seasons at Villa.
Yeah, it's good.
He's got 1 and 2 assists for us already.
Yep.
Not bad. Then I signed Eder Militao. He was transfer listed by request at Real Madrid.
Was he?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
I know. He's only 28.
Yeah.
Like, still young, still young.
You still got him, especially the position he plays in. That's a good 5 seasons from
100%.
now.
Yeah. So, really good centre-back. £44 million, what they paid for him all those years ago. They didn't make any money on him. They just haven't been playing him.
No.
Just not playing
Weird,
him at all. After the first couple of seasons, well, last season, they just haven't been playing him. So, Eder Militao, I will happily bring you to the club.
Definitely made the team stronger then.
Yeah. It's very much the Thiago Silva signing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
That lives a lot younger.
Yeah.
I think Thiago Silva just retired, by the way. Might have been the season before. People might be like, oh, what happened to Thiago Silva? In the first season,
I
he
still
played
can't
pretty
believe
well.
he still puts in the performances he does. He is so good.
Considering he wasn't like a professional footballer to do, he was like 21, 22.
He's making up for it now, isn't he?
Yeah. Unbelievable talent. Like, one of the
But
unsung heroes, I think,
It's
of
one
our
of those
generation.
things when people get older that it's what's in there, innit?
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have to be quick because
No.
he's got it in there.
Yeah.
And he's already there.
Yeah.
What
I
a
absolutely
player.
loved
What
him.
a player.
Loved him at AC Milan.
Yeah.
So there we go. Good signings, I think. I'm happy with those signings. We did also sell like Malo Gusto as well for 14.25. Never really played him. Of course, we've got Rico Lewis, sorry, not Williams, as well as Reece James. Tactically, we're sticking with what we got. We just won the league.
Just won the league.
Yeah, we just won the league.
What silly idiot would change their tactics when they win the league?
I don't know, Dad. What silly idiot would change the tactic after just winning the league?
Who would do that?
Comment section's furious with you every single time. The best 11 looks like this. We got Camavinga and Enzo Fernandez. Ramsey goes on that left, which I do feel sorry for Madrid because he did play really well last season.
Yeah.
But Ramsey is better. And as an inside forward, he works really well because of that finishing.
Yeah.
So he's a secondary striker pretty much to Victor Osimhen from that left, really. So the rest of the team is pretty much how I'll pick. I am surprised Militao doesn't go into one of these positions.
You're talking about my boy. That's it. He's the first boy I'm going to buy.
Yeah, because every single time when I throughout the start of the season, I was playing him. 4 games, I was playing him. Schedule then, let's take a look. It's been okay. The Community Shield we lost, which I'm not worried about too much, to be fair, the Community Shield. Then Victor Osimhen destroyed Sunderland. He scored in the 96th minute, his second goal there. We lost to Newcastle at home.
Ooh, that's not a good one, is it?
3-0 down as well.
Yeah.
But
and then you go and
battered.
I mean, you've just made yourself come a hero just by winning that game after the Newcastle game, innit?
5-0. Unreal. Saliba on goal started off really badly for them. But then we've also got a nice little win there over Aston Villa. And Adam Wharton even got a goal there, which is good to see.
Yeah.
Okay, Champions League. Who's going to be the English team we face this time round? Champions League. It is Manchester United. There we go. Villarreal, Inter, Fiorentina, Zagreb, Milan, Ajax, Galatasaray. Oh, that's 2 difficult away games.
Last game, welcome to hell.
Yeah, but if we can qualify by there,
I reckon
we should
you'd
be fine.
qualified by then, but anyway. So
100%.
Yeah.
All right, season number 4. Let's simulate it. Well, wasn't quite as good as last season.
Oh, Liverpool only lost 1 game, mate.
Lost 1 game.
That's why they won the league, but
Yeah.
only with 95 points, though.
Yeah. Oh, they've
So the
realised.
best they've done.
Yeah. They were like 101. We need to pull a big season
Yeah.
out of the bag.
Yeah.
1 loss just to the Arsenal.
I'm telling you what your problem is again, mate. It's still there, look.
Yeah.
Standing like a sore thumb. How many goals did you score?
Yeah, but it's what we conceded. Like we
Well, yeah.
scored 87. We conceded 44,
Yeah.
whereas they only conceded 17.
And
We
you
were
lost-
the highest.
Lost 8 games.
Yeah. Not good.
No.
Some big losses there as well. 5-1 against Brighton, 4-2 against Liverpool
twice.
and Villa. Some big losses, unfortunately. We conceded quite a few goals.
Yeah, you were leaking, weren't you?
Yeah, 100%. The profile, though, did we score a lot? Doesn't look like. We still had the second highest clean sheets.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
You conceded a lot of goals.
It's just like when we did concede.
You went 1-0 down and you thought, oh, we've lost.
Yeah. Costa was like, well, I ain't kept the clean sheet. I'll just let these in. Yeah, the rest of it. I mean, Haaland was 43 this season. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
And I'll be honest,
unbelievable.
go back at that again. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 95% sure it's been the top 2. Isaac's been the second every season.
Yeah, he's done very well. Great striker on the game. Where are Newcastle? They finished 5th place, so they do get Champions League football. Speaking of the Champions League, we're in there again. Can we compete? We've only got to the quarterfinals so far, so we need to get a little bit further than that. God almighty. We won the Carabao Cup.
Yeah?
We were in the
How many
final.
finals have we making?
Oh, we did a Liverpool. We played every single game we possibly could this season. Because we got to the final in all the cup competitions and the Community Shield.
Yeah, so you played an extra game at the beginning of the season. What a season that could have been.
Yeah.
What a season that could have been. So, look, finishing second isn't that bad, but you come second nearly every time.
Yeah.
Come second 3 times.
We were the bridesmaid this year. We were the bridesmaid.
I mean, it hates me to say this, but Chelsea are the only London side to win the Champions League as well. So you're unlucky there, mate. Unlucky. Oh, no.
Beat Spurs of the Carabao.
Why did I just say
Just
what I
that
just said?
one bit of hope that you had.
Oh, no.
We've got a youngster coming through, by the way. He's scoring a lot of goals. Jimmy J. Morgan. So there might be one to have a look at. He looks quite good on the game.
Yeah.
He's got 4 in this competition. Let's have a look at the FA Cup. Runners-up to Newcastle.
Ooh.
We mentioned how good they were.
Yeah.
With Isaac, maybe did he score? He didn't, but
No.
they've got Eddie Nketiah as well.
Yeah.
He was very good on this game.
Unusual to see Newcastle at Wembley and win.
Yeah.
They've been struggling to do that recently, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't beat us in the Carabao. Runners-up in the Champions League.
Real Madrid?
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be, didn't it?
Jude Bellingham scored.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a midfielder he is. He's just
Unreal,
took Real Madrid apart. He's just walked in there. They've all looked at him. Who's this 20-year-old who just walks in and thinks he's absolutely God? Mate, he is God.
Yeah. I watched a class video the other day from James Olcott. You guys might have seen it already. And it's how Carlo Ancelotti has been planning for Jude Bellingham before he was born. And it was, they speak about when Carlo Ancelotti went back to AC Milan and he created the diamond formation.
Right.
And used Kaká in
Yeah.
that diamond formation at the tip.
What a player that was.
And how like they relate Kaká to Bellingham in that type of role.
Yeah. You loved him, didn't you?
He was my favourite. He
Yeah.
was the reason why I loved AC Milan
Yeah.
as a.
I remember you having the shirt with Kaká on the back of it.
The
Yeah.
Champions League one
Yeah.
with the gold writing. Oh, beautiful. And ever since, he's tried to make the diamond work, but never had the right team. He failed it at Bayern Munich. He
Yeah.
failed it elsewhere. But when he went back to when he's at Real Madrid now and he got Jude Bellingham, he went for the diamond formation. And
Yeah.
it's paying off at the
Yeah.
minute. So there we go. We lost, unfortunately, in the Champions League final at the Camp Nou. Real Madrid winning the Champions League at the Camp Nou.
I bet they absolutely. Their fans would have been absolutely
They'd
jumping
been
with
loving that,
wouldn't
wouldn't
they?
they? Oh my god, we would have had the whole Barcelona supporting us. That.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the squad then. Goals wise, still not a lot.
Mate, I think you've played him 2 seasons longer than I would have played him.
Yeah,
He would have been gone.
still not a lot. Real Madrid don't even want him now. They
No.
wanted him at the start of this. 22 from Nkunku though, who is wanted. Oh by Saudi.
Yeah.
You ain't going anywhere. 22 goals, 18 assists. He's 29 though. I am prone to sell a 29-year-old. Right in their prime. 16 goals there for Jacob Ramsey. 11 assists in his first season in a Chelsea shirt. Gotta be happy with that. And Mudryk's still playing. That's
Yeah.
good. I'm
Yeah.
glad. Who is also wanted by Arsenal on loan. That ain't happening.
No.
Mason Mount getting 14 and 9.
I think
That's
Mason
good.
Mount's done well for you over the 4
Definitely,
seasons.
yeah. Bit of an unsung hero, but Camavinga again, 7.26, 64 games he played this season.
Does that bloke ever get injured?
64? It doesn't look like it. He played the most.
Bloody
He
Rambo,
played
isn't it?
Like 65 in total.
Yeah.
He played 8 games. Is that 8? No, 7 games more than Diogo Costa, who was the goalie. That's unreal. Absolutely outrageous.
What's his
injuries?
physicals then? He did
Minor injury this season,
his
2027.
6 days is the worst one he had.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
He got a minor injury for kicking the ball.
I'm not surprised he played 65 games.
What was he supposed to do?
65 games. He kicked the ball up. Fair play to him. That's unbelievable. Eduardo Camavinga, exceptional player. If you can afford him, get him.
Oh,
because
definitely, yeah. You know you got a player for each every game.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, transfer budget for next season. The last season is only £60 million. What can we do with it? Let's find out. Okay, Dad, you'll be pleased to know I didn't really sell any of our big talents this summer. I
Right.
kept them all in, and I made some kind of outrageous signings instead.
Here we go. So you've had, I mean, really, it's been a good season. You finished second in everything and won a cup.
Yeah.
So
Keeping the squad as
keeping
it
the
was.
squad you had to do really because you've nearly won everything.
Yeah.
So you need to improve what you had, which is
Yeah.
going to be very hard. So,
I think I might have
but
done
you've
that.
made outrageous signings. Yeah.
I think, yeah. This one is not outrageous. This
Right,
is.
go on.
I thought Victor Osimhen is struggling with injuries quite often. I signed a backup striker who I thought was quite decent for the money. Rocco Simic. Write him down, Dad. He's only 23, and he's
What
decent.
did you pay $9 million for him?
Yeah.
That looks good, doesn't it?
6'3", likes to beat the offside
Yeah,
trap.
this looks good.
Bit of a monster, to
Yeah.
be fair. Scored a lot of goals in the Austrian Bundesliga. So yeah, we'll see what he can do in just this one season as a backup striker to Victor Osimhen. But then there was a couple of free transfers that I went for. I like it. Bruno Fernandes.
I bet you when he come up, I bet you thought, I'm having him. I bet you did it.
100%. Not very often you can sign Bruno Fernandes on the game, is
I
it?
mean, you'd be silly not to. I mean, just look at it. Look, it's just
Phenomenal.
I mean, how old is he there? 32. His natural
Yeah.
fitness is 20.
We mentioned Eduardo
You know he's away
Camavinga
for 5 seasons
not
still.
getting a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
He's that man for Man United.
Yeah.
He seems to be always playing.
Yeah.
And he's phenomenal, I think, anyway. A lot of
I mean,
people,
how they can put
everybody
him-
hates him, don't they?
Yeah.
But-
I think they can put him down for dribbling at 9.
This is when he's 32, though.
Yeah, but come on. This guy is a ball player.
Yeah, 18 for passing. passing.
Yeah.
Like, he's very good in that position. But 20 natural fitness is what keeps him playing for so long.
Yeah.
On a free transfer. Can't beat that.
No.
That's
I'll give you that one then.
That's good. Then, another free transfer, Usman Diamonde, Wonder Kid centre-back.
Right.
Again.
23, that's good.
Yeah,
For a
pull
free
the
transfer?
trigger.
Yeah.
Good vision. He's a ball player. Look.
Yeah.
15 passing, 17 for vision. Really good. Good composure. So ball playing defender. Usman Diamonde from
His
Sporting.
physicals are very good as well.
Yeah,
I think, so.
exceptional. So he's had some great seasons there in Portugal too. Then finally, I had £16 million. I thought, well, I've got to spend it somehow. I just bought a backup centre defensive midfielder in Hugo Guillamon, who we watched
Yeah,
play.
we did. Yeah, we did, yeah.
For Valencia against Mallorca when we went VIP.
Yeah.
That was really good. He came off the bench and he was that player that had to do the runs after.
Yeah.
After the game, there was 2 Valencia players and they made them do pretty much the bleep test, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. It's quite funny
the
to watch
halfway
it.
line and back.
We were just tucking into our food at the time when we were going,
Yeah.
what's going on here then?
We were hammering chocolate brownies watching this guy complete a bleep test.
Yeah.
Like, guys, I reckon I'm quicker than him. But yeah, he was one of the guys. But yeah, he's a big talent, to be fair. He could be quite good in the future, I reckon, and Football Manager always think that too. So a lot of 15s and 16s.
What was quite funny with that though was you'd done a video of the game, didn't you? And you took a mick out of Lucy. Or I had to explain how the offside works to Lucy's my daughter and obviously his sister. But she was then telling us all about what was going on after the game because she's
straight for the conditioning
coach. Yeah, so it was quite funny. Then she's explaining to us then afterwards,
Yeah.
oh, he's doing this because of this, and he hasn't done this, so he's got to do that. And yeah, all right, Lucy. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I reckon I could have been a professional footballer. So Hugo joins us as well. Fantastic stuff. Tactically then, would you have said I should have changed something tactically before I click on it and make a decision?
Well, you know what I probably would have done.
100%. You would have won the league and won the Champions League and still changed it.
I mean, you've done really well, but you only won the cup. You didn't win the league, but you've... No, I don't think I would have changed it.
No?
No, but I think you did.
He's a bloody liar. He's a bloody liar.
I think you were setting me up just to say, no, yes, I would have changed it. So...
Either way, I'd have done you.
Yeah.
Tactically, I changed it.
Yeah.
I did change it.
Honestly, I would have changed it, yeah.
The reason why I decided to change it was because I think when Jacob Ramsey won't play as much and the youngster that we signed from Schalke is ready.
Right.
He is prime and ready.
I'm glad to see that because sometimes you do that. You loan players out and they come back and they're still no good. You don't play them.
Baldanzi was a failed experiment.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I sold him, in fact. I might have even sold him this summer. Conor Gallagher was another one I've been loaning out. Wesley Fofana can't get rid of even with these intermediaries. Like, who's not wanting to sign him?
Yeah, definitely.
And I was offering him out for like less than 30 million
come on.
points. But yeah, the asking price is now up to 38 because he complained about it.
Yeah.
And I can't get rid of him. He's been on the transfer list the last 2 seasons. So I disagree with the intermediaries thing right away.
I mean, Conor Gallagher, you'd have teams lining up for him.
Yeah. Baldanzi's out on loan. Again, I can't get rid of him. And he's decent.
Yeah.
Just hasn't played that well. But the other man that we signed from Schalke is very good. Now, he doesn't go into the team because of obviously Bruno Fernandes coming in. However, Nkunku, the reason why I decided to bring in the Bruno Fernandes deal was because right at the end of the season, I forgot about this to be fair. The reason that I was like, I have to bring in Fernandes is because Nkunku got injured where he's going to be out for damaged Achilles tendon for another 7 weeks at the start of the season. So when it came through, it was like out for 5 to 6 months. I was going to sell him because I had 2 teams who were really looking for him.
Yeah.
One being Real Madrid and one being Saudi Arabia. And then he got himself injured for like 4 months. And I was like, great. I'm going to have to keep him now. So I went for Bruno Fernandes straight away and signed him as well. But we've got this man. I think he's ready for some first team football.
Yeah, definitely.
He looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah,
like
he does.
dribbling, great passing ability. Doesn't put him on the bench according to this, but he has been playing games quite a lot to be fair. Mason Mount's even on the bench. So it shows the strength and depth that we've got.
Your centre defender has gone up to nearly into the midfield.
Truly, he's a very good Segundo Volante on support.
And that's why you bought him, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, he can play in loads of different roles should we need him. He's actually been filling in quite a lot at left back as well when Chilwell's injured.
Yeah.
Because he can play there too. So he's got reasonable left foot. He's very good on the game. I think he's kind of like, it goes under the radar of how good he could be for a squad. Okay, so we changed it round a little bit. I like the Segundo Volante on support, the double pivot last season. Whether it works this season, I guess we'll find out. Let's see how it's done for us at the start, though. 5-0 against Leicester. This is a weird start to the season.
Yeah.
1-1 against Liverpool, away from home.
All right, you take that.
And we took the lead. I think we're a bit hard done by in that game,
You don't
too.
take his next result, though, do you?
But we got absolutely bent over and spanked by Erling Haaland and the boys. Not good at all. By the way, this guy's incredible. I seen him at Fiorentina for £33 million. Unreal.
Good, yeah.
Then we were knocked out of the Carabao Cup which could be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
If you look at how bad last season went because we had to play every single game.
Yeah.
Get that competition
Right. Yeah, we'll take that.
out of that, and then we can focus on other competitions instead. So, we didn't look at how the journey to the Champions League final went last season. I forgot about that. Let's have a look at the Champions League fixtures this year. We have got Arsenal in this one. So, I disagree that we should be playing English teams, but there we go. We got Real Madrid again in the group stage this time around. Both Madrids, in fact.
It's like 2 nice easy games, even though they're away at the end.
Yeah. All right, 5th and final season. What do you consider a success?
Champions League.
Win the Champions League.
The only thing I can say, you've won the league, you won the FA Cup, you haven't won the Champions League.
I haven't won the FA Cup. Did I win the FA Cup?
No, you won the Carabao Cup.
Won the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
Finished runners-up in the FA Cup.
Yeah. All right, still Champions League.
Okay, no pressure whatsoever.
No, come on, you got a better side. Come on.
Let's try it then. Let's simulate, see what happens. Well, we got the league under the bag. Just.
That 85 points should have been around there every season, haven't they, really?
On the final game of the season as well, might I add, which is unbelievable. We played on the final game, looks like Wolves.
So am I right in saying that for the 5 seasons, it's been you and Liverpool first and second?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing for the Premier League.
100%.
So I'll take that off of that for a start, that you were first or second every season then.
5 points deducted from Man United, violation of budget rules, financial fair play. They still finished 4th, even though they had 5 points knocked off.
That hasn't happened to Man City yet?
I know. It's bad, isn't it? And it's kind of like everybody's forgot about it.
Well, there you go.
I'm like, hello? They've won loads of stuff while cheating.
Yeah.
If it's a player, they get absolutely battered, don't they?
Yeah,
We've seen what happened with Ivan Toney, etc. And stuff that might be happening with Sandro Tonali by the looks of it. Tottenham has done well to recover, Dad. They finished in 5th place. Their manager now is Didier Deschamps.
Don't like him.
Do you not?
No, don't.
What, because of as he was a player, or watching his management?
Watching him and his manager, especially when he's been manager of France, I just do not like that guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it because they knocked us out of the World Cup?
Probably, but
Yeah.
I think he's a very arrogant person, you know. I just don't like his, and I think it is a French thing, though, isn't it? The way
It's the
they
confidence,
are,
isn't
yeah,
it?
the
Yeah.
way they are with the French people. But I've never liked him.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, I've never.
And
got...
a lot of managers, I think, I respect them.
Yeah.
Just don't like that guy.
Didier, if you're watching, mate, I'm sorry. I quite like
Eric
you. I think you're a
Cantona,
nice guy.
mate, I love Eric Cantona.
Yeah,
love it
okay.
when you jump into a crowd kick.
There's Dad giving stuff for violence.
I wonder what his aggression was when he was on there.
Oh, I wonder. Luton, by the way, up at a 15th look.
Yeah, well done.
They
got relegated in the first season.
Yeah,
we
so
were
they've
there.
come back up.
Yeah.
And they're bouncing up, and they're still here. Is it? Emre is their manager. Fair enough. All right, nice to see. It's good to see what happens after these 5 years. I think at early starts of the game when we have a new game cycle. So fair enough. The player statistics: Victor Osimhen got 25 goals this season. That's a lot better.
Where's Isaac gone then?
He's out. Yeah, he's gone.
So Erling Haaland's won the Golden Boot every season since we've been there.
Fourth. Like, he's still got 22.
Yeah.
It's just Adam Ida did really well at Leeds.
Yeah.
So, whoa, he looks good for 27. That's like, how do you spell that? Nkunku got a good average rating, so I'm glad I didn't sell him. Jacob Ramsey got a lot of assists, and Diogo Costa got 15 clean sheets
by Spurs.
What about the cup competitions?
Come on, then.
What about the cup competitions? Winner of the FA Cup.
You give me my best cup that I love winning, so you give me that then.
Yeah, that's the second.
So you've done the double.
Yeah,
well
domestic double. That's
Yeah.
not bad. Quarterfinal by Napoli, of course, have already won the Champions League in this competition so far. They're run by Newcastle, we already knew about. So the winner of the FA Cup, we beat Arsenal in the final. That makes it better.
Even better, yeah.
Victor Osimhen with a 25th minute goal.
The boy off the soul
Yeah.
bangs the goal in for you.
Absolutely. We dominated the game by the looks of it. We
Yeah.
had 6 shots with 1 on target. We had 18 and 9. So that was a good day at Wembley for the Chelsea boys. Okay, the quarterfinal of the Champions League, though, they knocked... 6-5 on aggregate.
You lost the second game 4-1.
Yeah, that's harsh, isn't it?
So you'd have won the first game 4-1, wouldn't it?
Yes, no, because that would have been the same
4-2.
result.
Yeah.
They scored in the 78th minute, which knocked us out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's a shame, isn't it? That is a shame. Well, it looks like
what's gone on? Liverpool.
no English teams. No English teams in the semi-final onwards, which is rare, especially when you've got the Premier League loaded.
Yeah.
So it's PSG and Napoli in the final, which is still to be played. Napoli versus PSG. I was just going to say, because I've seen Holders Real Madrid, I was like, that can't be right. Let's have a look at how it's gone, though, for us this season, the league phase. We went through the playoff system because we lost 2 games. Marseille. Oof.
It's a bad lose.
Yeah, we also lost at the Nou Camp, which give us horrible nightmares from when we lost the Champions League final the season before it. We drew against Young Boys. Whoa, That's not good, is it?
No.
Not good at all.
Some young boys in Marseille cost you for having to qualify.
Yeah, which give us an easier draw.
A better draw, yeah.
We did win 5 games against Real Madrid. We beat them this time round, and Atletico, and we also beat Arsenal away.
Thing is, mate, you got to win your home games.
Yeah,
you did there, didn't you?
Another callback. Look. We're bringing things back from FN22. Would you love it? Okay, so we played the knockout playoff round. We eliminated Monaco in that game there, which is not too bad. Bloody hell, 9-1 against Salzburg for Real Madrid. Then the round of 16, we eliminated Atletico Madrid.
That's a good result.
We beat them 5-0 in the first leg.
Yeah,
they beat us 3-0 in the second. So really good stuff. Then, of course, eliminated by Napoli. Goals-wise, then, 35 for Victor Osimhen.
That's where he should have been every season.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. At least.
Yeah.
To be fair. 17 from Nkunku. Bruno Fernandes did very well.
12 in for
yeah, very good
Mason
stuff.
Mount there again. That.
Yeah, Mr. Consistent. Jacob Ramsey, a good season. Baldanzi played a lot.
Yeah.
Although I was slagging him off. Couldn't get rid of him. 16 assists, look. Played exceptionally well. Did that. And that guy who I was bigging up didn't even play. Didn't even start a game. What do I know? What do I know in this game? I thought he was a way better player, but there we go.
Who played the most games again in the league?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
52 there, I can see. Let's have a look. 55 was Levi Colwill.
Ooh.
Levi Colwill played a little bit more.
Yeah.
But still, he still played more than the goalie, Camavinga. So his injury record still precedes himself. No major injuries whatsoever in the whole simulation of 5 years. Is outstanding.
He got another injury for 6 days for kicking the ball again.
Yeah. No, that's the same one.
That's
the same one.
Oh, it's the last year, is it?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I think it was really good rotation from our assistant manager because he only missed 1 game by the looks of it, where he was out for 7 days. And then probably it was just rotation where he was tired.
Yeah.
So injury-wise, he might have just been absolutely fine. And he's playing CDM. Midfielders doing that.
He's doing a lot of work in that position, isn't he? Yeah.
For sure, because I got him in a volante role. That's supposed to be going up and down.
Yeah.
He's doing a hell of a lot of running. He turned too sharply, 7 days out. That was the only thing he had all year. Unbelievable stuff. Eduardo Camavinga. Shout out to him.
That's probably your best signing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Incredible talent. Okay, Patreon members, if you do decide to take it on, you've only got £50 million, but a big wage budget, so you can bump that probably to 65, maybe a little bit less, and you've got a good wage budget too. But the rest of the side, I don't think you need to upgrade too much. There might be a couple of players you want to cash in with, maybe the likes of and Christopher Nkunku, who is wanted again by Saudi Arabia. Maybe you want to cash in on Victor Osimhen, again by Saudi Arabia. Dad would be for sure. Yeah. Hey, you got yourself a laptop now.
I have, yes.
Yeah, so if you wanted to take this over, you could.
I could do, yeah. Could I? Yeah.
We could do like videos where I would do a rebuild, like a normal box standard rebuild, and Dad takes it over in the background and sees how it does. That could be if you guys want to see that.
He'd be gone.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to carry on doing the versus rebuilds where it's against each other every other week. That's going to be our aim, isn't it? And hopefully every now and then we can chuck in an extra one for you guys when we have the time. But now that you have access to playing the real, like the big game and a laptop, we could do things where we do a rebuild where I do the first year, you do the second, I do the next year.
Yeah, it's so many openings for us now, isn't it? Really. I mean, you got to give me a little bit of time. I've got to get my head around this already. And
because I'd be waiting like 3 weeks for him to send me a game file back at this point.
I spent all night on it last night. We got it yesterday. I got home about 4 o'clock yesterday. Yeah. And I switched off at 12 o'clock last night.
I knew that would happen. Well, I just think
Mum said to me, I'm going to bed now. How much longer are you going to be? I said, I'll be about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
3 hours. 3 hours.
One more game. all the comments were like, one of us. I always just call back to when I was growing up and you used to go, you're still on that? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
You need to do your own work. You need to focus on your education.
That's what I was doing, though. I was doing my own work.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you very much for watching and all your support. Hopefully we have a cracking FM24. We're very close, of course, to that 100,000 subscriber mark.
Just push the button. Don't cost you nothing.
Nope.
Just a little bit of support for us.
And we can get a plaque up on the wall. And if I ever lose that tag team title, it's probably going to go there. But I will never lose that tag team title. Who knows? All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you next Monday, possibly for a versus rebuild. Who knows? See you then. Bye-bye.